Hey hair queen, so like many other topper wearers, I ended up with several toppers that I'm not really using because you buy to see if it works for you and sometimes it doesn't work for you. So because of that, I have a few toppers that I wanted to sell. So my plan was to delete this video after all the toppers were sold, but I realized there's a lot of valuable information in here. So definitely check the description box below and I'll list each topper and the info on it, links and all that, and then I will mark available or sold. So definitely make sure to check there to see. I will definitely be looking at my notes because I feel like there's a lot of information and I want the purchaser to be really informed about what they're gonna buy and be really confident in their decision. So I'll be looking down at my notes a lot. So the first one is the one from Uniwigs. It is the Bella. It is, that's another one. It comes boxed like this in the tissue paper, and then I did remove the net. Then it has like a little insert I have to take off. So this is brand new. I bought one and then I realized I wanted to try different toppers and I just never ended up using this one. I actually never even tried it on. I never straightened it, nothing. It's just gotten a little wavy from being in the box for so long, but I mean, that's easily fixable by straightening. Ignore my pups, they are in the background. So like I said, it's the Uniwigs Bella. So the Uniwigs toppers are more affordable toppers. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the specs of that. It is natural black. I did notice when you're in like bright fluorescent lighting or like in the bright sun, it does tend to have like a little bit of a reddish or brown tint to it. So if it was really not noticeable, especially with it being on top of the head. You really don't notice if your bio hair isn't. It's such a close like match if you also have like, a natural black or dark hair color, but just keep that in mind because that might be, not for everyone. All right, so it is unprocessed Remy human hair. So that means that it can be dyed by your stylist or by yourself if you're confident in that. This was my second piece. So I had one that was pretty ratchet from like the first person, the salon I bought it from. And then I went online and I was a little scared to buy online. So I went ahead and took the risk and this is what I ended up with. And it was a huge upgrade to what I had. It is an awesome starter topper. Like I said, it is affordable and it is a good price point. So online, like for this length and color and cap size and style, the Bella, it is $5.59. It is 20 inches. Notice at the end, it's not like all one length. It's like a little wispier, like you have like shorter and then you have it a little longer here. So just keep that in mind. Some people feel like it looks a little more natural because it's not all one straight length. The density is 130%, so it's not like too thick or heavy or anything like that. So it is a 6x7 cap. Now 6x7, it's all silk. So a lot of toppers, they have like cloth, mainly it's like cloth or like wefts, and then like a smaller silk parting space, but this is all silk, which is awesome because then I was able to literally part anywhere, like to do like cool like updos or like top knots and stuff. You can literally almost edge to edge part and like grab the hair. The only thing is, as you can see, there's like a perimeter where it's like a little bit of thicker cloth, or like the cap is like a little like it's just noticeable. Like if you were to look on top here, you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a like the sewing or the way it was sewed, there's like a little bit of like, you can see like the threading or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is that is the only space that you can't part. So there's a limit, but it's literally pretty much edge to edge. So the perimeter, so I'm talking about like the perimeter and how you can kind of notice that. That was like one of the drawbacks for me about this topper is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's just a little noticeable. And that is with pretty much all silk tops, it's a little bit noticeable. But with this one, I feel like I had to do some extra camouflaging, which you know, every topper you get, silk top, is going to require some camouflaging, but I felt like this one sometimes it would just take me a little longer than usual. So like I said, silk top, it's a beautiful, realistic silk top. It's a little bit like a flesh tone, which is awesome because that is, you know, our skin tone flesh. So me, I love this silk top, honestly, because it has like that little bit of a tone, like I said, and it was just really realistic. So because it's a 6x7, so it's not very big, like the radius of the topper, you are able to put it, it's a little easier to put it like in high ponytails or like high buns. I actually have a tutorial for and I use this topper to do a high bun. Or it wasn't like crazy high, but it was like more up to like here. But that's because you're able to put things higher because it's like a smaller cap size. If it's like a 10x10 or something that comes like down here, or like an 8x9, it's harder to do like higher hairstyles. So that's what's awesome about this one. Returns hairs. So I think it sounds like most Uniwigs hair toppers have return hairs. That's like little hairs that kind of stick up. Like, do you see like all of these? And it goes like pretty much anywhere that I've parted. But some people see it as like, oh, that's awesome because it looks more realistic, because whose hair is all one length really, you know? But for me, I felt like sometimes it would just become like too voluminous, which also if people are looking for like more volume and like bigger up top, like this is like perfect for you. But for me, I just felt like I would have to like do a little more maintenance to like make sure that they're not like all standing or creating like a lot of bulge. So that it's just with this topper, it requires a little more maintenance to keep it flat on the top. Otherwise, like after a few days, it might start like puffing up a little bit, and I like my stuff like this, like slick and like to the head. Whereas some people could enjoy it like a little bit more like puff and volume. So you definitely have to consider that, like what you're looking for, and if you're willing to put in the time to make it look the way you want it to. The hair on this topper comes all different lengths, like throughout the hair. So if I were to do like a braid, or like I can kind of mimic that by like twisting it, there's kind of like hairs that kind of stick up everywhere. So like that's kind of up to you if that's something that would like, you know, not work for you. You can see all throughout. And so after 4 to 6 months, because I did wear mine maybe like 4 to 6 months, because that was my first hair topper, not this one, but a different another Bella, pretty much the same thing though. It was just a little shorter. It was like 16-inch one. After like 4 to 6 months, I did start notice that the hair would like start tangling more or like be drier. And I feel like that's with any hair piece, like depending on like what the quality is. Eventually all hair pieces are gonna start getting drier and frizzier. But I felt like I had to do like, again, a little more maintenance, like a little more like oiling it up or like deep conditioning it to get it to be silky smooth the way it is like when I first got it. But like any hair piece, with time, it's gonna be, you know, a little drier, a little more tangled faster. And so, and Uniwigs does say it's 1 year, like most of their toppers have like a 1 year lifetime. Of course, it depends like how much you wash it, like how well you take care of it, if you heat treat it a lot. But that is the average they give, so that kind of gives you an idea of like, you know, what the lifetime of the hair is. It kind of speaks like a little bit on the quality and stuff. But I mean, this is, you know, works for so many people. Like I loved it when I had it. It just, like I said, requires a little more maintenance, but like for the price point, like that kind of speaks there on like what you're gonna get. But I mean, I really did love it. Like it was a huge upgrade from my previous topper that I had. And yeah, you just have to think about what you want. Like, do you all want more parting space? Do you mind a little more maintenance with like the return hairs? How long do you want it to last? So yeah, this is the Bella by Uniwigs. So the next topper is one that didn't work out for me because it was too small of a cap size, but it is a Highline Wigs one. And this is it here. It is brand new. The only thing I did to it was I straightened it, took it out of the package, changed the part, and straightened it to see if it would work for me. And when it did not work for me, I pretty much just waited to get a bigger cap size, which is this one. Mine is an 8x9. This is an 8x8. It was just a tad small for me. And like I said, it is brand new. The price online for this one was $850. Like I said, I just straightened it, tried it on. I have never really worn this. It is a natural soft black. It is Brazilian human hair. It is unprocessed, so that means you can dye it or color treat it, and it is really soft. It is an 8x8 cap. Like I said, it wasn't enough coverage for me, which is why it didn't work out. And so if you decide to go with this one, make sure that it is your right cap size. It'll give you enough coverage. There's actually a few factors you want to consider when considering which topper size is best for you, which cap size, which I feel like I should make a video about that, because this is why I ended up with so many toppers, because I couldn't find my right cap size. So I will definitely look out for that. But it is wefted, so you can see the wefts in the back. And then this is the silk parting space, which is 4x4, which seems to be pretty much the size for most toppers that I'm noticing. Again, ignore the dogs in the back, they're like playing. And the silk is a little bit more like off-white. It's not really like flesh toned, which is something actually Sharon, the creator or the owner of Highline Wigs, is working on. She wants to like try different like toned toppers, because there's been a lot of feedback about that. But I mean, it works well for me. Like for me, I feel like the scalp is always lighter than your skin tone. So some people have said like, oh, it's too white, it's too like unnatural looking. But for me, I feel like it works awesome, and I have never even like thought twice about it. The only time I did was when I went from the Uniwigs silk top to this one. That's the only time that I was just like, oh my god, what the heck. But after, this is the Uniwigs, this is the Highline, you could kind of see like the color difference. But after like a few days, I just didn't notice it anymore. So that is also something to consider. So the hair, there's extra hair sewn in the front of the cap, so it makes that a lot more easy to camouflage, which is awesome, because you don't want to spend so much time every day trying to camouflage that and all that. There are no return hairs, so it lays super flat. Like you can see the way it like lays on me, like that is the same way that this is, no return hairs. Like sticking up that you have to tame, where they're going to create like too much extra volume. Of course, you can create volume if you'd like on this one. The hair, like if y'all were to do the same thing, kind of twist it, it's like all one length, so you don't really have like the little hair sticking up or anything like that. You can see it's all one length, so like at the bottom, it is pretty much the same. There's like a little bit of like shorter layers and stuff, but it's pretty much like all one length throughout. A lot of people trim, since it's one length, a lot of people are like, oh, it's like, it helps to make like cut face framing layers into it, which is actually what I did with like mine here. It's kind of hard to find sometimes because they are long layers, but like you could see like right here, cut like, like shorter layers like on top here, like this one right there, to make it look a little bit more realistic. What else do I have on this? The hair is amazing. It is super soft. I feel like it is great quality. After I wash it, it's not all tangly and stuff. Like that to me says like it's awesome quality. It obviously depends on like how much you take care of it. So, you know, don't overwash it. Make sure you condition it well. Use the right oils or like the right amount and whenever you think you need it. And Highline says it's 2 to 3 years lifespan. So I've never had one more than 6 months. I had one previous to this. It was about a little less than 6 months, I think. But they say, so I think for me, Highline says 2 to 3 years. I think for me, it'll probably be like 2 years just because I do wear it every day. And so, yeah, that is this one. Let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a lot of info, but it has like the comb in the front and then the like few clips like lining the perimeter. Again, brand new, never used. And now we'll move on to the last one, which is also a Highline. This is the first Highline I had, and I'm selling this because this one was 6x7. So as you can see, I went from a 6x7 to 8x8 to 8x9. But this one, I used it for about 4 months. It is, again, the natural soft black. It is 23 inches, so it's pretty long. I never cut this one because I kind of realized like, oh, I'm probably not going to keep this one. So I should, if anyone ends up buying it, they should be able to choose the way they want it cut. Oh yeah, this one is 130% density, or 125 to 130. I forgot what it is on her website, but it's just a standard density. And it was same with like the other one, the brand new 22-inch one. I'll put all the specs at the bottom of each one so you can kind of like easily be able to see it, and also any videos that I think are relevant, like on how to style or like tame return hairs and stuff like that. All right, so it is 23 inches, natural soft black, 6x7 cap size with also the 4x4 silk top. Everything else is the same as I mentioned from that other one of the last Highline one. So I used it for about 4 months. So I'm trying to think like, what is fair? Because it's still amazing. It's still great, super soft. Like I said, these last, like Sharon says, they last 2 to 3 years. So I'm trying to think like, what is the appropriate price to sell it for? So yeah, that is this one. So that's the 3 pieces I have for sale. Definitely ask any questions. If you have any questions, let me know. The way I think we can do this is if you are genuinely interested, message me. I don't think YouTube does private messages. So you can just kind of comment on saying like, hey, I'm interested, and then I can give you my email, or I'll just in general have the email down below in the description box, my email for my topper YouTube, and you could just email me like, hey, I'm interested. But definitely like still the best way to contact me and get me to notice it is if you comment down below like, hey, I sent you an email, so I can look at it right away, because I don't literally look at my email, that email every day. So sorry this is really long. I just wanted to make sure I gave you all the information, because I know it's super important, because these are things that you're really investing in. After about a month or so, if the toppers don't sell in here, I'm going to go ahead and put them on different platforms to see if they sell there. I just wanted to give my viewers an opportunity to purchase them first, because some people have shown interest in that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jen from Chicago, and don't forget, we are fierce, knowledgeable, and taking control. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.